Hey Capricorn, welcome to your love and romance reading for June 2022. This is going to be for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Now, you might not see this video in June. You may see it a few months from now, a year from now. You're going to see it whenever you're meant to see it, whenever it's time for you to hear the messages that are in it. Keep in mind, this is a general reading for the collective. Not every single message is going to resonate, and that's okay. But take what does and leave what doesn't. So without further ado, my dears and my darlings, let's see what's coming up for love and romance for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and Venus. A lot of people like to check out their Venus sign when it comes to love readings, so we include the Venus folk as well. All right, my dear. So, first card coming up here is the Nine of Pentacles. And this has a few different meanings, okay? This can tell us sometimes, like, how we're going to meet somebody. So, if your question is, how am I going to meet someone? You may be meeting someone through your work endeavors. Nine of Pentacles does have a self-employment aspect to it. So there could be something that you're working on, like a side project or something in terms of self-employment, or something in terms of a business you might be running or getting off the ground, and you may meet someone in that aspect. Nine of Pentacles also comes up with the message of like mastering our anxiety. A lot of the times in a lot of tarot decks, you see the lady with a bird on her finger, and that bird represents like mastering anxiety, mastering the monkey mind. And sometimes we're not successful in a situation because that anxiety or that monkey mind is getting the best of us, but we're conquering that, and so now we can have success. So some of you, maybe anxiety has gotten in the way of your love life. You're getting a handle on that. You're getting control of that. That's excellent. Now, Nine of Pentacles can also mean that you've caught somebody's eye and they're admiring you. You may notice it, you may sense it, and you may be like, what in the heck is taking this person so long to just like step up to me or talk to me? And you may be friendly, you may smile, you may wave, you may try to, get some small talk going. You may try to, not like you're not throwing yourself at the person, but you may try to just kind of leave the door open, like, hey, you are more than welcome to approach me. You're more than welcome to, talk to me. You may kind of try to make this person feel comfortable. And you're like, they seem like they're into me. You're like, every time I look over, like they're looking at me, but they're not making a move. It can be very frustrating when we're in this kind of situation. But sometimes what's happening here with this Nine of Pentacles energy is that this person is very impressed with you, and they're trying to get an idea, like, are you for real? Are you really what I'm seeing, or are you pretending? Is this like all a facade? Because you seem a little too good to be true. So they may be stepping back and examining you from a distance because they're trying to figure out if you are who or what you seem to be. And I've said this before in other videos. It always makes me think of the song by Blake Shelton, Who Are You When I'm Not Looking? Like, they're just trying to get an idea, like if you're for real or if you're pretending. This could also be for some of you, you're manifesting financial independence, and this might be taking stress off of an existing romantic relationship, or making you feel more comfortable to commit to somebody. Sometimes we're scared to commit because we're like, well, what if I get stuck? So some of you may, in addition to your love life or love goals, be establishing financial independence just because you feel like you want to have that safety net. Like, just in case if things go south, there could be that aspect of that card for a lot of you too. But some of you could definitely have somebody admiring you, and you're like, what's taking you so long? And they're just kind of trying to figure out, are you for real? Because you seem too good to be true. We have King of Swords, so this is good. This person's going to step to you. They're going to talk to you. They're going to communicate with you. The fact that the King of Swords is coming up makes me feel like this will happen in the month of June. For those of you who do have this admirer, or you do have this dynamic with this person, they will be stepping up to you in the month of June and wanting to talk to you, wanting to communicate. The fact that the King of Swords is here also makes me feel like they may be kind of trying to, like, you passed one layer. You passed one layer, and that you seem to be a good person, and you seem to be for real, okay? The second layer here is going to be that they're kind of trying to get an idea of, okay, like, as far as the future goes, like, what are you looking for? Are we compatible? Are we on the same page? Are there going to be certain compromises we might have to make? Like, they may be getting a feel out for, like, compatibility. The roles can also be reversed here, Capricorn. Maybe some of you feel this way about a person. Maybe some of you have been eyeing somebody and you've been feeling them out, and you're like, okay, they check out, and you're the one that's going to be like, okay, let me see here. Are we on the same page? Do we want the same things? But as I'm looking at the King of Swords, I hear negotiation. Now, I know a lot of you that watch my videos are in other countries where marriage is done between the families. Not necessarily arranged marriage, but, you know, like, you're kind of into the person, and so your families might kind of try to hang out and try to get to know each other, and the families kind of come to an agreement between each other if the children, I'm saying children, but they're adults, if the adult children both agree that, yeah, you know what, we like each other, let's do this, and the families agree. I feel for some of you, those of you who have that kind of dynamic, it's reaching that negotiation level. It's like, okay, let's get down to business. Like, is this going to happen? What are the terms? What are the agreements? What are the expectations? And so I feel here there's communication, you know, whatever the aspect might be. For some of you, it could be negotiation between the families. For some of you, it could be negotiation just between the two of you, and just trying to figure out, what do you want? What are you looking for? What's important for you, right? And kind of like getting a feel out for expectations in the relationship. Some of you could be dealing with an air sign person. Traditionally, the King of Swords can be a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius person. So there could be an air sign in the mix here for some of you. The next card that's coming up here for the Capricorn folk is the Ace of Wands. So things might begin to cross over into the realm of the physical here. There may be some kissing, some touching, some making out. There may be some physical intimacy. Or it could be that as these communications or talks that are happening, the passion is starting to rise. The passion is starting to grow. And I feel here, Capricorn, the Ace of Wands, like the energy of the Ace of Wands is coming in really strong in the reading. Like, I feel like it's being emphasized. And so I feel almost like, as I'm looking at the Ace of Wands, I feel like a Nine of Cups vibe from it. So I feel maybe some of you have had romantic relationships, or you've had romantic possibilities, and it may have just been somebody that, like, you thought, oh, well, this is a good person, or they're kind of cute, or they seem like they might work out, or they seem kind of fun, or they seem kind of attractive, but you maybe did not have physical intimacy, chemistry with this person. You may have not had physical chemistry, and you may have not had passion, because guess what? We can think somebody is attractive, but we don't feel that passion or that spark. And that's definitely something that happens sometimes. But with this Ace of Wands, I feel like there's actually passion here. And like it's feeling like a Nine of Cups vibe, like a wish coming true. I feel that some of you are manifesting this, right? And it's good because you're not sacrificing anything. You're not like, selling yourself short, or settling just for the sake of that physical connection, right? The Nine of Pentacles here, the King of Swords here, it's good, it's positive, right? It's grounded, it's logical energy. So you're not dismissing logic for the sake of passion, right? But it's like, okay, this makes sense on a logical level, this makes sense on a grounded level, but there's also the physical passion, the physical chemistry, okay? I do feel some of you are going to be receiving a very solid offer here. A very solid offer here. Like, like I really am interested in you, like for long term. Like I'm talking about like settling down. Like I'm talking serious commitment. Some of you are receiving this kind of an offer. If you are in an existing relationship, there could have been some insecurities, some anxieties, maybe that were getting in the way of emotional and physical intimacy. But now it's like coming into the energy of, no, like we're getting past that. We're getting past the insecurities. We're getting past the insecurities and the anxiety, and we're talking and we're communicating, and now the passion is coming back. The fire is coming back. The connection is coming back. So there could be like a lighting of the fire here in a relationship that maybe was strained for a while, and it could have been strained because of insecurities and anxiety. But now there's like talking, there's discussion, and there's progress being made. Some of you may be seeking out a life coach or a therapist to help you with tapping into like taking back your physical body, or like your physical power. Maybe things happened to you growing up that made physical intimacy feel awkward or unsafe, or maybe you were shamed for your physical makeup, whether you were body shamed or whether you were made to feel shame for having physical desires, or you were shamed for who you're attracted to, whatever it might be. Okay, some of you might be seeking out a professional to help you work through those kinds of things, and nothing wrong with that at all. I think a lot of times people stigmatize those things, but it doesn't make sense to stigmatize that, right? If your back is out of alignment and you go to the chiropractor to get it aligned, nobody is like shocked. Nobody is going to judge you for that because something was out of whack and you got it aligned, right? The same thing happens with us emotionally, mentally. Sometimes things get misaligned. Sometimes things are out of whack, and we have somebody come in and help us put it back into place. And so there's no need to feel embarrassed about that. But some of you may be seeking out, someone to kind of guide you here in, releasing the anxiety and the fear and the insecurity around certain physical intimacy situations. The next card that's coming up here for you all is the Seven of Wands. Now, the Seven of Wands is a beautiful card, which can definitely be standing in our power. And the Seven of Wands comes to me in my readings with the energy or the message of like, look, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Something might be moving forward really nicely. And now that it's moving forward, you're like, well, wow, how exciting, right? I never ever thought that this block was going to be removed, or I never ever thought that I was going to get to this level in my romantic life or in my relationship. And you're so excited that things are moving forward that you're thinking, well, how can I ensure that this continues to move forward? Or how can I ensure that this moves forward more quickly? And we try to get all cute. We try to get all creative. We try to do things to make it go even better, and we end up going a little bit too far, and we end up smothering it or complicating it or delaying it. So I love the Seven of Wands, because for me it just comes up to say, look, you're going in the right direction. Things are good here. There's no need to be extra right now. This is not the time to be extra. Just keep doing what you're doing. Stay on the path. Trust the process. And things are happening and evolving just fine. You don't need to control it. You don't need to direct it. Just let it naturally develop and do its thing, and like don't get in its way. Okay? Because it's progressing, you know. I've given the example of mascara before, because mascara is one of those things. There's such a fine line. Like, you're putting mascara on your lashes and you're like, oh, just a little bit more, just a little bit more, and it might look really nice. You might say, oh, just a teensy bit more, and you do that one stroke, and then your lashes stick together and you got big old chunky nasty clumps, and you're like, oh, I should have just left it alone, right? Or I don't know if any of you have ever worked on like a painting or like an art project, and you just think, oh, just a little bit more, just a little bit more, and then you're like, oh gosh, I ruined it when I did that. I should have just left it alone, right? Seven of Wands has that dynamic for me, right? Like, there's no need to be extra here. Like, leave good enough alone. Let it flow. Let it develop. It's on a good flow. It's on a good track. There could also be here Seven of Wands. Like, people outside of you can be giving you a lot of advice. Maybe they're truly excited for you. Maybe they are very like happy about the relationship, and they may have your best interest at heart. I'm not saying they're evil people, but they may be giving you a lot of unsolicited advice or recommendations that if you start putting it into the mix, it's going to ruin things. They may be giving you the advice from a good place, not like in a negative way, but look, like, this relationship, this person wants to be with you. They don't want to be with your friends. They don't want to be in a romantic relationship with your friends. They don't want to be in a romantic relationship with your family. They want to be in a romantic relationship with you. So, like, you and how you act and how you think and the way that you do things. Not taking in somebody else's, this is how you should do it, or this is how you should be. Be yourself. Communicate between the two of you, and let things take its flow. Let things go its course. You know, somebody said something very interesting to me, and I think it's going to stay with me forever, and it wasn't that long ago. There was someone I was dating, who my mom really liked. My mom really liked this person, and she was like really wanting us to end up together. And so she would, like, she'd ask me all the questions, like, do you like him? Do you like him? Well, yeah, you know, I like him and everything. Because I don't typically date. So, like, if I'm dating somebody, it's like I'm seriously giving that person a chance. I'm not a casual dater. And so my mom was like, you know, my mom started telling me, well, you know what the thing is about you, you know, and she gave me some really, like, I can take criticism. And she was like, you know, sometimes you can just get really busy, and sometimes, you know, you can just really, you know, make somebody feel like they're on the back burner. And she's like, do you let him know? Do you let him know that you're serious about him? Do you let him know that you care about him? Does he know that you like him as much as you do? Because, you know, sometimes you're just, you know, you have a tendency to, like, just be in your own little world. And she's right. I do get busy. I do get distracted. Sometimes I'm not the most expressive person. And so she was right about all that. She wasn't saying anything wrong. And I brought it up to the person I was dating. And I just said to that man, you know, I was talking to my mom the other day, and she said something really interesting. And I just said, you know, I hope I don't make you feel like I don't care about you, or I'm not, you know, like, into you or anything like that. I hope you don't feel like I brush you off. And he just said, he said something along the lines of like, he goes, well, it's nice that your mom cares, you know, like, it's nice that your mom cares and all, but, you know, like, leave it to me to tell you how I feel. Why does your mom need to come into the situation and suggest how I'm feeling? Like, I'll tell you how I feel. I don't, like, you know, like, it was, he said it very politely, but it was like, oh yeah, wow, okay. Like, it really put things into perspective for me. So you might have people coming in and telling you and saying, well, you know, this is what you might be doing wrong, and you might be doing that wrong, and it might come from a place where, like, they want to see you succeed. But on the other hand, you know, the relationship is between you and the other person. Like, put yourself in their shoes. If you know that person's friends and family were telling you, oh, well, you should do this and you should do that and you should talk about this and you should talk about that, like, that would be overwhelming for you. You'd be like, well, can't we just date without them all getting into it? So it goes both ways, right? So just be yourself, keep doing what you're doing. You know, people might be giving you advice because they care about you and they want you to do well. But there's really no need to make massive changes or to be extra right now. You may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus sign. If this is none of those for you, sometimes those might resonate more. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. There's a link in the description of the video that will take you to calendly.com/amethystangelite. And you can schedule a private reading with me there. If you want to check out the weekly forecast, those are also linked in the description. And don't forget, guys, every single day I do a daily message on the channel. Check those out as well. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous week ahead. Take care and be well, my dears. Oh, I should say a fabulous month, because it is a monthly love reading. But hopefully I'll see you all on the weeklies as well. Be well, my dears.